I want to let you guys in on a little bit of an open secret in the Bitcoin community. A lot of people consider the 21-week EMA to be the best, most well-known moving average for Bitcoin, and that is what we see on the screen here. But there is a less well-known moving average that is, in my opinion, even more accurate. It's similar, but more accurate. And what I'm talking about is this, the 128-day SMA. Starting with the 2013 bull run, the 2014 bear market, the 2017 bull market, the 2018 bear market, the 2019 bull market, the 2021 bull market, and the 2022 bear market, and even today in 2023, you can see that the 128-day SMA encapsulates all of the most important long-term macro trends. And what we've seen now in the past few days is that Bitcoin has not only broken above the 128-day SMA, it has also found support and is now holding prices above this moving average. So this could be a huge bullish signal for the market, and we're going to be talking about all of this and more in today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is October 19th, and we're going to be discussing the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has seen in the short term some pretty good developments here on the daily chart. We had the fake news event where Cointelegraph released something that said that the BlackRock ETF was approved, which caused a huge spike in the price of Bitcoin. And as a result, a lot of the short positions got liquidated, causing that upward momentum. And since then, we have seen Bitcoin here on the daily using Kraken Pro. Bitcoin has sustained that move. We are maintaining prices above 28,400, which was our last major resistance zone to be getting above in our local area. And so that's interesting, right? We talked about this in the last video. Bitcoin breaks out on fake news and maintains those prices, even though it was fake news. What does that tell us? It was a wake-up call. People thought, wait a minute, when this ETF does get approved, do I have enough exposure to the market? And clearly, a lot of people, after that wake-up call on the fake news, they realized they didn't have enough exposure, and we've seen levels of demand continuing to increase. So Bitcoin is benefiting off of the fake news, and what it shows us is that the ETF approval was not yet priced in, because even though it was fake news, we're still going up. So that's actually a very good sign, I would say. It means that Bitcoin is actually underpriced in the event of an ETF being approved. Now, of course, Bitcoin is still at a lower high from our previous high, so that does allow the potential for a head and shoulders pattern to play out if we do see rejection, right? This could be a lower high in a pattern that would signal a decrease in momentum. That potential is still there, just to show the other side of the argument. And if Bitcoin does break above this $30,000 to $31,000 zone in the future, it means that the head and shoulders pattern would be invalidated. So that's what I would be looking for, is getting above this previous high here to invalidate the head and shoulders pattern. Now, I'm personally looking at this recent event with the fake news and a pump that is sustained. It's actually made me move more towards the bullish bias here as we're coming up on the new year, as we're coming up on the halving. I am getting much more bullish because of what I see in this market. Now, that is just my personal bias and my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. To give another quick opposite argument, Jerome Powell said that we're on an unsustainable financial path. There's still a lot of mixed signals taking place. It doesn't seem like we're going to get a Fed pivot anytime soon. I mean, it really depends. If we see an economic crisis, then the Fed might pivot. So we will see how that all plays out. But again, I'm erring a little bit more on the bullish side. The New Year psychological effect, in my opinion, is probably going to be bringing in a lot of bullish price action. By the way, guys, this is Kraken Pro. Kraken has changed everything about their platform. Not only just Kraken Pro, but even their main interface is updated, and it's making it much more user-friendly. And also, the liquidity for Kraken is starting to outpace a lot of other exchanges. So if you're not signed up and you want to support this channel, use that link below to sign up. They are one of the safest exchanges one of the longest running exchanges since 2013. A lot of players come and go, but Kraken remains. So definitely click that link below, sign up, check out Kraken Pro. Now, I want to go back to the main topic of the video. That is the 128-day SMA, because we have now broken above the 128-day. Now, of course, it's not a 100% perfect indicator. You can see that sometimes we do get short dips below in this bull trend, right? A little bit of a fake out. We dipped below it here. But what I want to show you guys is that the 128-day SMA, is really just a fantastic indicator for telling you what your bias should be. When you're below the 128-day SMA, it's telling you have a bearish bias. And if you were majority short, you were doing really well in 2022. In 2021, the 128-day SMA is telling you you should have a bullish bias. And if you were majority long, you'd be doing really well there. And this kind of just continues for all seasons in Bitcoin history. It's just a really clean moving average. And this indicator, it's called Svenson's Bull Bear Indicator. It is in my Patreon for all my Patreon members in the Indicators Code tab. So if you guys join Patreon, you can get access to this. Pretty simple indicator, but very useful. And also, if I overlay this with one of my other indicators, which is a trend up down signal, and it tells you that giving you sort of more confirmation on which direction the trend is. This is using the 21-day, the 50-day, and the 128-day. And so when all of the fast moving averages are above or below the slow moving average, the 128-day, you get a trend shift signal. And now with both of them overlaid, you get a really nice sense of what is going on. Again, this is in Patreon. These indicators kept you really much just perfectly on track. We didn't get a bearish flip until we actually broke down. This indicator kept you on track for all of 2022. We didn't even get a trend up signal, even when we broke the 128-day, because the fast moving averages did not both cross above the 128. That is how the indicator works. And so continuing now, we did get a bearish signal here, but in these in-between moments in the cycles where we're not in a bull trend, we're not really in a bear trend, you can get fake outs, right? But eventually you get that green flip that stays for the whole bull market. And it's possible, right? There could be more than one of these, but it's possible that we're about to get that next green signal, the trend up signal, very, very soon. It could take another week or so, but we may be getting the next trend up signal, which again has a pretty high hit rate, generally speaking, for a lot of these major trends. For all the important trends, it's really just right on track, right? With some hiccups in the middle. But I really like this combination of indicators, these combinations of moving averages. And so we are nearly about to get the trend up signal for my indicator. And if we do get that and we start breaking above these highs, well, that's a huge deal. And the reason why that's a big deal is if you take a, just like a rectangle and you draw this area here as a resistance and you just bring it back in time, well, that zone right there is the major support from 2021 and 2022 right there. Let me just go to the weekly chart here so we can see this a little cleaner. This is the bull market sort of range above that 32,000 zone, and below the 32,000 zone is the bottoming zone, I would say. So, in theory, if the stock market gets bearish, Bitcoin could come down to retest support with the head and shoulders, but ultimately, once we do get above that 32,000 zone, that resistance, and we flip it and confirm it as support, guys, that's likely going to usher in a huge push towards the all-time high, right? Because once we break above this resistance, we start re-entering this range, the swings are going to likely start to pick up quickly, because you can see from 32,000 to the top, to the low, to the top, these swings are pretty rapid. So once we get above that 32,000 zone, we confirm it as support, the swings will likely start to become more rapid. Even if we don't break the higher, initially, I think we're going to see huge volatility above that 32,000 zone. So we're in a very, very interesting spot where we don't have a trend change. It's still sideways since March. There's nothing really much to get excited about just yet, other than the Bitcoin ETF approval that could come soon. If that does happen and we break above 32, just get ready for people to be surprised, because I think a lot of people tend to forget, after this boring sideways range, people always forget that Bitcoin loves to surprise us, right? A lot of things are just unexpected. Bitcoin does so many unexpected moves that I think people are going to be shocked when things really start to pick up again. But just a disclaimer, there's no confirmation yet. We are still in a lower high, but again, things can change fast. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like, subscribe, and use all those links below to support this channel. I have a link below for BitUnex, which is a crypto futures trading platform, and it is currently available in all regions, and there's no KYC, which is sometimes hard to find. Now again, it's not a place to store funds, but BitUnex, you can get some rewards by using my sign up link below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.